Salutations, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Foxx Plays KSP, the 365-day challenge. So, today we are here at KSC, just past dawn, and our mission today is, once again, to hook up another module to our moon space station. Still haven't come up with a name for it, but I have made a decision. I think it's just cooler to do the refining at the space station. So I'm going to mine the carbonite, and I'm going to ship the carbonite up to the space station and refine it there. It's probably not the most efficient, but it's the most interesting, I think. Maybe there's some special way that's less intensive if you refine it in 0G. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm going to load up our craft, and I'll see you on the launch pad. Here we are on the launch pad, and, you may recognize our launcher from the previous mission. It is, in fact, the same launcher. It probably will not have to work as hard, because our payload is a lot lighter, because we're not transporting just a full fuel tank, so, but anyway, let's kick things off. Off we go into the wild beyond. And, such like. Oof, boy, that's loud. So yeah, this is our, this is going to be the refinery block. And it's got a whole bunch of carbonite-related machinery. And it's got a little bit of onboard, carbonite storage, but not much. That'll come later. I'll probably add some onboard carbonite storage that craft can transfer their carbonite to, so that the work craft can go back down to the surface. Oof, being very inefficient there. I burned way harder than I needed to. We're gonna start our gravity turn. So, with Cosmos 3 having departed, I've kind of rethought some of what I want our unmanned projects to look like. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing more landers. I think landers are cool, and especially with the catastrophe that have been our manned landings, I want to get some practice in. For one thing, having looked back at the footage, the failed landings were almost entirely a result of mismanaging the SAS, because I would have it set to, say, retrograde. And if I overthrust, which I did, it would invert my prograde and retrograde, and it would spin my craft around and point straight at the moon with my engines on. So the SAS is just, it's useful. It's useful, but it's just, you have to be on top of it. You have to not let your guard down. You have to acknowledge that it will try and kill you. But if you know that, and you can account for that, then it's not that big a deal. And I'm going to try and go for a much flatter trajectory than I'm used to, just because I want to make sure that as many of the stages as possible remain on suborbital trajectories, because this lifter is configured for a 23-ton payload, and I'm only lifting 16 or 17, somewhere in that. It's or maybe it was 26, and I'm lifting 19. Believe it or not, it's a big difference. So these engines are not having to work nearly as hard to get us go. I think in the previous launch, our first set of boosters had already cut out. So we're actually going to go all the way past the 45-degree mark, even this early. Again, just to kind of get us a nice, smooth, or a much flatter trajectory than we normally would have. And first booster set, cut off. 3, 2, 1, and attach. Clean separation. I should add separatrons to those though, because it's a little nerve-wracking. All right, we are getting some shock heating on our fairing here, so that's a little troubling. But conic fairing temperature. Yeah, see, it's not a problem, I don't think. Sorry, I thought that was like 80 kilometers. I was like, oh, it's way too high. We are more or less going to go for 80 kilometers. But right, and temperature is falling on our fairings, which is good. We'll go for 90 kilometers. And we're performing an orbital slide maneuver here. Basically, we're burning towards the planet to lower our apoapsis, but raise our periapsis. We're gaining orbital velocity by doing this. Or we're using our orbital velocity more efficiently. And there we go. And we're going to roll to heads up. Not because we have Kerbals on board, but just because I need to decouple our fairings. And that'll put them normal and anti-normal, so they won't wind up going orbital by accident. Alright, and there's our payload for today. Pretty simple. It does look very similar to our previous module. It's got the small crew section. I'm going to deploy our solar panels just kind of because I want to get that out of the way. These solar panels are actually not, these are part of the launch hardware. They're there to make sure that the probe cores that are flying this thing don't run out of power while we need to be doing maneuvers. Using Kerbal Attachment System, I'm going to remove them at some point and put them on a craft that will be deorbited. So I'm going to put a cut here, because this has already kind of gone on long, and I'll see you when I've put us in a parking orbit. Alright, here we are, about to hit our maneuver for parking orbit. Not exactly sure why I put this in, but whatevs. There we are orbital now. Very nice. Perfect maneuver. Look at that. Very nice. Alright, so now we need to transfer to the moon. And so I think we want a maneuver about here. Apparently not. There we go. Alright, 800, and we have that in our current stage. So we're actually gonna go for a for a crash landing on the moon with this particular stage. Alright, there we go. Alright, well, I'll put another cut here and I'll see you at our maneuver node. Alrighty, here we are at our maneuver node. And we're going to want 26 seconds, or time to node 26 seconds to split the difference on our burn. And here we go. On our way. Oh, there's Minmus, it looks like. Is that Minmus? Looks like it might be Minmus. It's kind of hard to tell with because I have distant objects, distant object enhancement. It's kind of hard to tell, like if you're seeing something, if that's actually something or something much distant, much further away. I can speak, really I can. So yeah, we'll dump this transfer stage on a suborbital trajectory with the moon. We'll use our upper stage to circularize and rendezvous with the space station. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of working with landers a bit more. For one thing, I really want to get better at doing kind of different kinds of landers and doing different things with them, and potentially doing some rovers, because I've never really done rovers. I've done like one or two, but they were just kind of, hey, this is cool, and I didn't really do anything with them. So I really want to change that. Anyway, we have our encounter, and right, so we're gonna detach this stage, and it still has a ton of fuel left in it, and I feel kind of bad about that, but well, it's how the cookie crumbles. So we're gonna give ourselves a maneuver in more like a minute. Alright, and this we want to give us a periapsis. Yep, that'll do. So we're going to have our SAS point us in the right direction, and we're going to have to actually still input anyway, just to make sure that it, puts us in the right direction. I'll probably do a video demonstrating this and put it on the forums, because I really think it's an issue that needs to be resolved. Because the way the SAS system works now, the stability assist is fine. It's a bit weaker than it was, and I can understand that. That's okay. But but the various point at node features are just broken. Here we are coming up on our maneuver. 2, 1. I find it so amusing that just that little bit of that difference of speed, that slight difference in velocity, is the difference between that crashing into a moon and this one missing it by like many kilometers. Never ceases to impress. Anyway, I'm gonna skip through a lot of our transfer, and I'll set up a maneuver, and I'll see you when we get there. So I'll see you there. All right, and here we are, sliding right up to our maneuver node at 4 times acceleration, or 4 arrow acceleration. Camera switching about there because it's not quite sure if we're suborbital. But yeah, I really want to do landers. Landers sound like a lot of fun, and they'll help fill out the the second project here. It's like I don't want to go, crazy with the stations. Stations are cool, don't get me wrong. They're probably one of the cooler things in KSP, but if you do nothing but build stations, they kind of lose their majesty pretty quickly. I do think I want one more interplanetary probe, though. I really think that's what I want. I just realized I do not have a decoupler there. I have a docking port, which is almost as good, but sometimes they bug out and they don't decouple properly. Well, this will be interesting. Alright, so we gotta sort out our inclination here. So where is our... Okay, this is our descending node. Wow, 5 degrees! Holy crap! Yeah, I want to do landers, want to do rovers. Right, interplanetary probes. I want to do at least one more interplanetary probe as part of this mission block, but I don't know. I'm really looking for input here, guys. I think the most likely candidate is probably Eve. Just because it's like super easy. But on the other hand, I do like a bit of a challenge, and I've always had a fascination with Dres, just because nobody seems to go there. Like, I think Dres would be a pretty nice target for us. But if people really want to see a... Whoa! Skipping right past our maneuver. If people really want to see a Joule probe or a Lathe probe, or Tylo or one of the other moons of Joule, I can do that. But yeah, I'm really looking for input here, guys. I think the two most likely candidates are Eve and Dres, but if you guys have something better in mind or really want to see something in particular, then we can absolutely do that. And I'm having a hard time deciding. Naturally, of course, try and get it to me before Mission Block 1 is over and done with, or Mission Block 2 is over and done with. But, yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to do the various maneuvers to get us close to the station off screen. You've seen a rendezvous, you've seen them all. Not really, but if you're here for the if you're watching for the rendezvous mechanics, then I have plenty of other videos that show it, and this video is already running long, so yeah, well, I will see you when I've made my rendezvous. Alright, here we are. Under time acceleration, making our approach to our target. Only about 60 delta V to match orbits. Once we get there, it should be about a 0.6, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 encounter. And there's physics range. And so we're looking for to start our burn at about 2 seconds. Same as before, we're going to use our upper stage to get us as close as possible. and then we'll rendezvous with RCS with just the payload. Right, and slow ourselves down here. And we're actually going to point retrograde from our target, just because our maneuver node is no longer useful. Whoa! Buttons, man. SAS just hurling us about. Alright, and boom. Right, now we're going to point at target. Now we're going to point retrograde. And I'm fighting the SAS. Like, anybody who's saying, "Oh, just let it do its thing," no, that's me fighting it. Alright, and we're actually on the wrong side. There we go, that should be our correct docking port. So it's actually okay that we're moving past it. Dadgummit. Really? Really, SAS? Alright, I think that is close enough. Now let's decouple node. Alright, and RCS on. Alright, and we have decoupled successfully, so we need to control from here. Alright, so first we need to get ourselves into the proper alignment. Slowly but surely. Give ourselves the correct roll. Or what should be the correct roll. And realign just because. Alright. So now RCS on, and we seem to be more or less in the one of the correct planes already. Wow, and our upper stage there has been drifting towards the station. That's no good. That's not good at all. But oh, and we've gotten distracted here. Alrighty. Here we are. And we do want to do a roll. Now that I see that, we definitely need to roll to a different orientation. Let's go with... Let's go with 270. Alright, and we're closing with the target, not quite quickly enough. Alright, and we need to slow down a bit. Something tells me this is not quite as balanced as it could be. Alright, and we're going to come in at 0.25, thereabouts. I am getting kind of a lot of lag, so, but I'm coming in real nice, and but yeah, as you can see, it's a real tight fit. There's very little room for error because of that solar panel, and it would make more sense if it was oriented correctly. All my stations seem to do this. They seem to just get into weird orientations when I leave them alone. And they shouldn't drift that much due to, like, the space stations in real life do kind of tumble. You know, their orientations do change relative to various points, but not this quickly. And none of the forces that make them do that in real life are actually modeled in KSP. So... Alright. And docked. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, we're gonna spin ourselves around, I think. Yep. So that we are in the correct orientation. Or correct-ish. Oh, there we go. Much better. See if we can get that last panel to line up for us. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. And there we go. Alright, and yeah, our module here has got all kinds of stuff. We got a carbolytic generator, so that generates electrical charge using carbonite. We've got a converter, that's our LFO, and a distiller, that's our monoprop and xenon. So, all right, so that's our mission for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care.